Hey everyone, Reviews here, and welcome to a duel review of the Marvel Legends The Infinity Gauntlet, Adam Warlock, and Marvel Legends The Dark Avengers, Daken, aka Wolverine from the Comic Accessory Wave. Now, I basically just wanted to speed through everything and just finish the last two figures I had from this wave. I'm not going to really be getting the Miles Morales because it doesn't look that great. So let's open up these guys. Okay, here they are out of the package, and first impressions, they look really nice. Adam Warlock is probably the better one accessory-wise, because he at least has a single pair of fists, as opposed to one pronged hand and one clawed hand. That just feels weird. But this isn't the accessories yet. First impressions. Daken definitely looks a little better due to the extra paint, as opposed to just black and red with a yellow backing. So let's look at the figures first. He kind of looks like McDonald's, I am not going to lie, but he still looks cool. This is the, Vulcan body, so pretty nice. It's probably one of Marvel Legends' best looking overall bucks. It's simple, it's solid, it has decent range, it has a good bit of bulk, and I think it looks really nice. This cape, super flexible. That is not something I expected. That is a flexible piece of plastic. This thing is borderline a squishy toy. But he is still a Marvel Legend, so no cloth goods cape, which kind of sucks, but it still looks pretty cool. So you know what? A win is a win. And while most of his body is Vulcan and unpainted, the head sculpt looks really good. The paint on the hair looks great. The paint on the face looks great. One funny thing is that this back here is a completely separate color than that in the front, which kind of gives him a clown mask feel if you're looking at certain angles, but otherwise, looks pretty solid. Now, Daken. A little skinny, look at those itty bitty knees, but he looks pretty cool. The tattoo on his left arm is pretty hecka sick, and his head sculpt looks really nice. You can tell he's like a skinny, twisted version of Wolverine, even though he's just Wolverine's son. I don't like the back peg there. You can't really use it for anything, so why didn't they fill in the gap? Who knows? But sculpting wise, pretty decent looking, pretty solid looking. I think for a skinnier son of Wolverine, he looks pretty good. And for accessories, we have the comics. This is, of course, the iconic Infinity Gauntlet saga comic, with the Infinity Gauntlet being held by Thanos. You have Death in the background. You got Mephisto. You got all the whole gang. You got Captain America. You could just clearly see which characters are on the artwork. You got the guy who Director Fury, you got Hulk. You could just see everyone who's on this iconic comic cover. Switching over to the other comic cover, it's Dark Avengers, which is cool, but it's not as iconic as literally the Infinity Gauntlet, literally Infinity War, and it's black and blue on top of a black plastic, so it's going to be a little difficult to see the details on camera. And as stated, Adam Warlock comes with fist hands and a staff. This is a cool staff. You could probably use it for a bunch of other fantasy characters. I forgot that he even has a staff in the comics. Obviously, this isn't movie Adam Warlock, who's more of a golden child of science, as opposed to Adam Warlock. I forget what he actually is in the comics. But yes, and of course, as per usual, you get the Infinity Gauntlet. Why did I say as per usual? It's literally the Infinity Gauntlet. It's like the final thing. It just looks cool. It's a smaller scale Infinity Gauntlet, and because this is a wrapping, you can put it on other Marvel Legends figures, so we'll test that out later. And Daken, of course, has the other two-pronged fist for some reason, and the clawed fist, the grabby fist. And then, your normal fist with the triple prong. What the heck is this guy? He looks, yeah, this is a mutant, all right. And ripping off the head so we can put on his really nice alternate head. He just looks like a punk. He looks like a mean dude, and that looks pretty cool. He looks like a chicken. Behold ultimate power! That is probably not what he sounds like. Also, one other thing, this is a noticeably different color of plastic. That is bugging me. Anyway, articulation. This is going to be, Vulcan body, you know what to expect. Double jointed knees, yada yada, thigh swivel. Not thigh swivel? There is a thigh swivel, but no, calf swivel. The worst swivel. It should be down here, closer to the ankle, but I guess because of how long their pegs are, they don't want to do that. I don't know why they don't just do the and then legs splay out that far, up that far, back that far, yada yada, full 360. You've seen this body before. You know what it does. You know he can do things. He is Adam Warlock. This is like the most bare bones, just like standard Marvel Legends you will ever see. And as much as I really like the Infinity Gauntlet, really no open hand Infinity Gauntlet? Was that too over budget? Cape looks decent, but again, it's a solid plastic cape, so it's kind of annoying, puts them off balance. Skull is nicely painted, but yeah, there's your articulation, your normal Vulcan whatever-y head, a little bit, not really restricted too much, so there you go. Now, Daken. Let's look at this guy. I don't think I have a single figure on this buck, so this will be new to me. Head goes up that far, down that far. It is on a ball joint, so full 360. Slight tilt side to side. You can tell this is an older buck, though. Full 360 on the arms, 360 for the bicep, and then butterflies go back that far, forward that far. That's feeling pretty nice and solid. Arms. Ooh. Got a little stuck there, on a double jointed elbow, and then a swivel hinge for the wrist. Going to the torso, you have a full 360 down there, forward crunch that much, backward crunch that much, and of course, legs are inhibited by that sculpted ass. And then, leg goes forward that far, and let's see. Those are the splits, so not great, not bad, but it exists. And then, okay, that popped off almost immediately. Jeez, that is a tight, wait, there is your knee bend. There we go. That took the piece off the figure, and then toe joint goes down that far, and up that far, and of course, pivot all the way around. Silly guy. As he is a Wolverine, you can get him into some pretty cool and dynamic poses, which feel just right. The triple claws look a little weird, but overall, I think they do give him a slightly more unique silhouette as compared to normal Wolverine. That begs the question, double claw, but no thing on the underside when it's on the underside for his other claws? That feels wrong. And it feels especially egregious on the open clawed hand, just because, But it makes sense because that is for him to hold the comic. That's the only reason they gave him this clawed hand, just so he can hold the comic, and not that well either way. Here they are next to each other. Hawkeye and Wolverine, and John Toys Ryu, and Marvel Legends Rob the Robot. Overall, the one I really recommend out of the two is Daken. I mean, you can get Adam Warlock for the Infinity Gauntlet, but it feels like you get him just to have him. He at least has some more unique posing opportunities and looks cooler in poses and more dynamic. But Adam Warlock exists for you to have Adam Warlock. And yes, even Rob can have the Infinity Gauntlet. You get Adam Warlock for his iconicity, and Daken because you really like the design of Wolverine and don't have a brown suit yet. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. On to some poses!